and get the red buff and a dragon. Oh, no. Because the red buff and dragon is up. We get the dragon super quick.
Dragon to be sought after by Lucker Dogs here. Third of the game going to them as they again execute on really well-formed rotations.
Yeah, and honestly, this is how they won their last game. They even though their last game they kind of fell behind, they had great mid-game and late-game shot calling. And oh my god, they're going for a Baron. I mean, whoever the shot caller on this team is very talented. They know a lot of their own power spikes. They're doing very well in this game, so good phone calls, and they're going to get this Baron. Zeus gets executed, and they're going to have to bail out on that one. Probably not the greatest call, unfortunately, just as I'm saying how amazing they are. Kind of failed that one, didn't have everyone there. Probably could have made it if LeBlanc and Shen joined. Unfortunate. But they had great shot calling there. They picked off Hamilton, high priority target, got the dragon, and another kill for the Tristana with a great thresh hook, and just really good by the red team to snowball this lead, get Tristana just even more fed. She's going to be very strong coming into this late game. Shen's still going to be very tanky, doing a lot of split pushing, still keeping his farm up even though he's falling behind the gangplank. And you know, just very good by the red side to keep in this game, get some good leads off of just small picks. Only one death, and they have a dragon. They didn't even need that second one. They would have had the dragon. They just got a little greedy, and they were able to execute very skillfully, which is what we were looking at the beginning of the game. They want to execute this comp very skillfully, which is really great.
Composition execution is often what games come down to. The more practice the team has with a specific strategy and executing it in all these crazy different situations that can come up, it takes a lot of practice here. But you're right, Lucker Dogs certainly seem to be executing this composition well. Sala goes down to about half health here. Turns with the death sentence onto Jixer, forces the flash from Jixer away from that one. Good death sentence from Sala. Gets a critical summoner out. Jixer's not done yet, though. Trying to spin to win. Gets the knock up onto Zeus. Zeus gonna be sent back to base the hard way.
Nice turnaround by blue team. They were able to get a pick that looked like it was going to be in favor of red, but nice turnaround. Gets the knock up just on the edge of the ultimate. Really good for that kill. Trying to get him back in this game. Get some of these picks off. And oh, Hamilton.
The chains missed, and Hamilton wanted to make something happen there. Kuma Shinigami gets flashed on with the key strike from Shen. That's going to be the kill. Kanda and Wiminas both picking up this top lane turret. Jixer trying to stave them off. Manages to do so, actually. Surprising. Wiminas and Akanda didn't try for the 2v1 there. Wiminas plenty healthy, but this fight not over yet. Jixer is giving chase. Hamilton bringing up the flank, gets the damage down onto the carry target, but the return taunt from Wiminas is going to keep his carry safe. He may not be, though. Shapanga trying to come in here. The Thresh Express going to be ridden to safety, and Wiminas, you just got out of a heck of a tight squeeze, bud.
Yeah, I mean, he's got that Locket finish and the Sunfire Cape and the Merc Treads. He's just really tanky right now, and they threw a lot at him. They didn't want to devote too much. I saw a little bit of hesitancy to just jump all over him, but a nice Thresh escape, and Honda even getting away at such low health that he was. That was really good. We're not punished. They got a lot of damage on that India turret. Didn't take it down, unfortunately, but that's going to be easy pickings to get any sort of advantage. You know, just a pick in the jungle. I'm going to go straight for that tower. And, I mean, all three inhibitor towers are the last ones standing. They've knocked down 6 towers so far on the red side. And, I mean, it's not even just in one lane that's getting pressured. It's all of them at the same time. So it's really great by the red side to just stressing every single lane, and Gangplank split push isn't going to be able to deal with all that. He's trying to farm, trying to get these items, goes to the static shiv second actually, and Thresh is like chasing out these 4 people. I don't know what's going on this top side. Hamilton's coming around.
And it's impressive that Lucker Dogs were able to get all the way to the inhibitor line of turrets at just 25 minutes into the game with only a 3-kill lead. Take a look at the gold lead. We're at nearly 6,000. The farm is really what's coming through here. At this point, Akanda is just completely outclassing Americarean in the farm department. That sentence does land on the Shinigami, though. Hamilton is going in, trying to tear up the back line. Gets the kill onto the enemy support. Zeus trying to spin to win here. He's going to get knocked away. Trying to put damage down onto Kurt. The exhaust goes onto Akanda. They're going to be able to take him out with Akanda out of this fight. Lucker Dogs are looking seriously crippled. Topanga having to flash away from it. It returns in, tries for the kill onto Hamilton, but the Zanya's Hourglass going to keep Ham safe for now. A 2-for-3 trade in favor of ZSS. I'd say that that went halfway decent for them.
That went actually very well for them. Honestly, the red side, good turnaround, but really great use of Spell Shield from the Morgana, putting it onto the cannon. Spell Immune jumps straight in the team, unimpeded, gets lots of AoE damage down. Finally, Tristan is able to knock him away, but the Gangplank ultimate is also just raining down on the entire team. Really great team fight by them, just to get all of the AoE damage on the right people, and Akanda end up dying in that one, first death of the game. But it was basically highlighting the weaknesses of the red side comp. Their team fight is pretty good, honestly. It's meh. And compared to the team fighting with a Kennen and a Morgana and a Wukong, who all had their ultimates up, that's not going to go well for most teams if their comp isn't specifically designed for team fighting. So they are going to be able to net a lot of advantages off of that. They're going to get the top tower. It's going to be, they're creeping back up in gold, still behind quite a bit, but
and that's what you have to do.
For the blue side.
That's what you have to do when you're ahead. You have to pressure these objectives. You have to bully the other side around. You can't give them a chance to catch back up or catch their breath even.
Yeah, and the red side kind of just got caught out in that little area right there. Just a little bit of a slip up on the red side. They're still ahead. They still have a lot of towers and a lot of pressure. Bot lane is going to be pushing in Blue's favor, so they're going to have that to look to. Blue's going to be one of playing around that, make sure they can get that pressure down. Tristana seems to be heading. No, she's heading mid lane, so they're going to want to see if they can get pressure in the bot lane with it pushing. And yeah, it's definitely pushing. The blue side's got the cannon minion, so we're gonna be good.
Ultimates are coming back up for Lucker Dogs now, so a bit of a misstep there. Despite being ahead, they weren't quite in a position to win that fight, but still, picking up 2 kills. And now their ultimates are back. They're going to want to come back and reassert their dominance. They don't want ZSS to have any confidence going into the rest of the game.
Yeah, that was a nice pink ward clear right there. They're trying to get vision of them, making sure that it seems to be around the Baron. So they got some good wards. One cleared out by blue side. Zany Superstars clearing out that good ward by Fresh, but it seemed they were kind of focusing on the Baron right there, with Dragon coming up not anytime soon, so it'd be a good objective for them to get, because they would be able to very easily siege down the open inhibitor turrets with a Baron and a Tristana. So I would like to see them go back to playing the Tristana very well. That was the reason they had so many turrets in this game, because Tristana was just absolutely obliterating them with very good rotations, very good shot calling. We do see the assist ping coming out on the Baron. Red side posturing very aggressively over here, getting some vision down and making sure they have control of this area, Morgana.
Now Shen is pushing in the bottom lane. They had to send Akuma Shinigami to deal with him. Trick is, Stand United is available. He can rejoin his team, a 5v4, as she's doing exactly right now, coming in just not to turn the tide of a fight, but just to be with his team while they posture around and sort of beat their chest at Zany Superstars. And right now it's working. It's getting them to back off. Lucker Dogs rotating back up to the Baron. We could see a fight here. If not, Lucker Dogs have the Baron.
Yeah, and that I don't like that. He's back up with good health, but they're going.
Lucker Dogs hiding behind the barrier. Zeus turns on the Chrono Break back into Baron territory, though. Hamilton is tearing up the back line. Topanga getting out with hardly nothing. No, he ends up falling. The rockets are coming from AmeriKorean, tearing into Womenos. Better Call Sala gets Akuma Shinigami off of Akanda for a few moments. Akanda picking up a kill there, but he's falling very low. The heal gonna keep him in it. Picks up another kill. Rocket jump over the wall along with Better Call Sala. The hook not gonna land, but he flashes over the wall, grabs Kurt. The last kill gonna fall to Shipanga, and Lucker Dogs coming ahead in that team fight with an ace. 5 for 2. That's exactly what they wanted.
Flash and health bars besides Tristana, my goodness. And despite being not as strong in team fights, that was a crazy team fight, by the way. Just all over the place. Thresh was like over the wall throwing hooks. I mean, that was really great that they were able to come out on top of that with 3 people alive. Didn't get the Baron. They got some nice kills, though. Was able to get not too much out of that. Just got the waves pushing in their favor. It's going to be very good for them, but it's also going to allow the blue side to get some of this farm if they can't do anything about it, and drags them up for another minute. So not really too much for the red side to gain, but it does show that even though they're not as strong in the team fights, they're still able to come out on top because Tristana is just outputting tons of damage, and she's going to be that kind of hyper carry, hopefully, because Echo is not going tanky, so they're going to have a lot of damage, and only Shen's going to be the true tank here, and we're going to see if that works out for them in the team fights. Ooh, Shipanga
going hard onto Kurt Kong. Kurt not going to survive that engagement. Power play situation in favor of Lucker Dogs right now as they sweep through this jungle.
Yeah, that was a great pick by Shipanga. I didn't actually think he was able to get that kill after the binding came down, but good use of Ignite, hit his skill shot E, and great kill by Shipanga, and that should net them at least vision control of this bot side so that they can they will be able to push out the bottom wave, and if they can get bottom wave threatening to that inhib tower, they will be able to get a very easy Baron. So I want to see them do that, get Tristana maybe down there, just pushing the lane. Shipanga can do it too, that's fine. Just someone countering the gangplank right here. Ooh, we got all the people shuffling down on this side. This may be a bit risky for the gangplank.
15
they're
seconds.
Just going for the dragon, really, but they're all going to be around here, and I don't think the blue side wants to be anywhere near here.
It's going to be Baron, though. Dragon number 5, though, for Lucker Dogs. Would you trade Dragon number 5 for a Baron? That's the question on the minds of Lucker Dogs right now. Womenos coming in, trying to provide disruption around this Baron area. He does not have enough damage or crowd control. The Dragon gets taken, but Hamilton is going in hard. Sala and crew are taking tons of damage. Hamilton is knocked out by Zeus, though. The Baron is still going on. CSS is still trying to get it. The smite going to come across from Jixer. More Lucker Dogs members over the wall. Kuma Shinigami and Jixer falling very low. Zora's trying to do what he can. Picks up another one. That was all over the place. Again, though, a 5 for 2 ace in favor of Lucker Dogs, doing exactly what they need in these team fights. And they didn't need to get the Baron. The game in their hands
they didn't even need that.
after that ace.
Too good by Lucker Dogs. A little bit of the slip-ups in the mid-game, but they outplayed at the end so hard. That was a 2v5 for the first like 10 seconds of that Baron fight. They didn't even get the Baron until very late, and the fight was already lost. Great game by Lucker Dogs to just get out of that and just basically just steamroll after a certain point with great shot calling, great use of Tristana. Well played by Lucker Dogs.
Very decisive victory in their favor. Guys,
yeah, absolutely.
We're going to go ahead and get set up for our final game of the night. Stick around, plenty more action to come.
Alright, welcome back to House Party 5v5. We're getting on with this game between two very, very hyped up teams. Getting into this next game. Looks like we're going to have a Riven ban and a Vayne ban. I will be here shoutcasting for you tonight. I am Enix Blaze.
And I am W02S04. I will be your colorcaster for tonight. We got on the blue side, we should have Spooky Midnight, and on the red side, we should have Space Age Wizards. So, this is going to be very interesting. We got Riven ban. I can tell you that's definitely targeted at Afrosaurus. For sure. Almost never left up against him. He's on the purple side, by the way. And we got Vayne coming up from the purple side as a ban. Very, very good AD carry right now, honestly. 2 AD carries banned by the purple side, actually. Callista, also pretty good on this patch, but not super dominant. It is a very good pickup, though, by a lot of teams. Vexai being the blue side, second ban. Good jungler all around. Surprisingly, I want to note, no Juggernauts have been banned yet. No Darius, no Garen, no Mordekaiser, no Skarner, and no Fiora or Gangplank. Very top tier picks. Echo being the final ban, Braum being the final ban. That leaves a ton of power picks. My goodness, Enix, what are we going to see picked in this game? Because, man, I want to see some Juggernauts and I want to see some OP picks coming out.
Well, there's certainly going to be a lot of different picks, although I'd see most of these bans going after the power players rather than the power bans. A lot of the top laners in this game aren't really known for being carry type of players, although they can when they want to. We see a lot of bans going actually to Kuro, who does like to play snowbally type of champions in the bot lane. We'll have to see if they decide to go for someone like a Jinx or a Tristana, something they like to see in the bot lane. They're taking their time, looks like, to pick here in this game, just trying to figure out what they should pick as the first one. Trying to pick something away from the other team. Looks like they're going to go with a very good support there for some peel there for them.
Yeah, with the Braum getting banned out by the purple side. Alistair, pretty powerful support pick coming out. They leave the Thresh up. Thresh is still open, very powerful support. So we're probably going to see something similar to that on the purple side. Not, just, cornering them to the Thresh pick, but that's a very powerful support. And it's something that they could pick early, just as a safe pick. Pretty well-rounded, but yeah, see, and there comes the Thresh. The Scion getting hovered by Zark. He does play a lot of Scion. So we'll see if this points out, but
yeah, Scion's somebody who's can get very tanky, but has kind of fallen off of the meta recently due to the Juggernauts just doing their job better than Scion. Scion is somebody who was kind of the Juggernaut previously before they came out with the reworks and the Juggernaut patch. He pretty much did everything they do, but now with the changes, he's not quite as strong. Looks like they're going to go with a pick support as well. What do you think about that one?
Like I said, Thresh very strong. Just in general has been since he was in existence, always a very strong support. Nice safe pickup here. And Scion is a pretty good pickup. Zark just is comfortable on it. He plays Scion, so it's not a bad pick. And it could flex to the top lane, but he does actually play it in the jungle sometimes. So it's going to be interesting to see where that goes. It's a good pick, but Gnar getting hovered for the top pick on the blue team. Very, very solid top lane pick. No Juggernauts hovered at all here. It's very interesting to see Garen and Darius not prioritized. And I think the level of play of these teams, I think they're assuming that if they do pick one of the Juggernauts too early, they'll just get completely countered, total kiting comp, and it's good by the purple side because you can't. The one difference between Scion and all the other Juggernauts is he does a little less damage, but you can't really kite a Scion ultimate diving into your team, and I think that's what they're going to be looking to do, just setting up some big plays with Scion ultimate. But interesting to see, that's going to be the Zac locked in for the blue side by Heiser and the Gnar in the top lane. I don't. Most likely the Zac jungle with the Alistair locked in and the Gnar also locked in. So Zac in the jungle, haven't seen that too much in a while, but that screams engage. Just that composition already. Alistair always wants to dive in, get the headbutt pulverized. R turns Mega, hops into the enemy team, and gets a Gnar ultimate into a wall. And Zac is a great follow-up to that, can engage from super long range, and has that really nice ultimate. So see how Purple Team responds to that just heavy engage. And they pick Poke. Interesting. Interesting picks.
Yeah, we're going to be picking out Poke so that if they do engage, you won't be able to do nearly as well. Something that I do look at from the blue team right now is they look like a comp that is fit for Yasuo. Lots of knockups and knockbacks, AoE everywhere, several things. It looks like a composition that they were trying to build without showing Yasuo too early, but we'll have to see if they pick that up for Deadbeat. And looks like they're going for a very team fight heavy team comp, with Twitch being hovered right now for Kuro. We'll see if that's gonna go through. But yeah, there's a lot of poke over on the purple team, or the red team rather, with Jace. I wonder where they're gonna put Jace, if that's gonna be in the mid lane or not. I'm not sure yet. But there we go, the Yasuo. Seeing the Yasuo pick right there. And we'll see what they respond with here as the time ticks down for the red side. But yes, gonna be a very Yasuo-centric comp now. I'm not sure about the Twitch, although he can put out a lot of AoE if they get a 5-man knockup or knockback. But he will be very lonesome there, not a whole lot of mobility compared to the rest of his team.
Yeah, I really like the blue side comp right now. That just screams team fight, and they're just going to honestly stomp all over anything that Purple Team. If Purple Team tries to team fight, honestly, I don't see them winning. If Blue Team plays their cards right, and they have a lot of room for error, honestly, with a comp like this. It's going to be very hard for Purple Team to pull ahead in the team fight, and I mean, the Heimerdinger locked in for Afro. That's going to be a Jace top then. Interesting. They saw the engage from the blue side and still opted in for a poke comp. And oftentimes we see hard engage is very tricky to play against as a poke comp, because you can't really, if you don't have proper peel, you're just going to get womboed and you're going to die, and your siege is not going to work. And right now, I see not really too much peel besides Fresh and a little bit of Scion, and possibly from the Heimerdinger, if he ults his grenades, he will be able to peel away a lot of people at once, but it's not usually what you want to do. And I mean, it's a very good use of that part of his ultimate, but it will be very tricky, I think, for the purple team to pull that off, honestly. And with the poke coming out from the bot lane, that's going to be good against Twitch. And in Alistar, they have the melee support. So I'm going to be looking at the bottom lane to see if they can keep the Twitch down, make sure he doesn't hit his power spikes, so that he can't have a huge impact on the 5v5 wombo team fights. And if they can get ahead in the solo lanes, then I think the engage won't be as effective. But I am a bit worried about purple side, honestly. I think blue team is in a very good position to just use team fights to their advantage around certain objectives, and they get good objective control, good ward control. They should be able to actually just completely roll over purple side, honestly.
Yeah, the biggest thing that red team is gonna have to make sure they have is lots of vision control. It's the main way they're gonna make sure that they aren't gonna get engaged on in these fights. If blue team comes and they have many ways to flank with this team. They have Twitch, especially Zac. He actually got a range buff on his jump. So if they do not have proper warding on red side, the engage can happen, their poke comp will be nullified, and the only saving grace will most likely be Afrosaurus. He will probably have to rush a Zhonya's Hourglass. Absolutely. Especially against Yasuo here, so that will actually benefit their team more so than had Heimerdinger had to build some magic resist early. But still, it's not going to spell good times for the red team if blue team gets off a solid engage. So
yeah, and the other thing, focusing on Afro here, he it is kind of hard sometimes while they do really want to dive onto the team. Diving into a set-up Heimerdinger in his little Fortress of Fun that he builds, it's a bit daunting. So if he gets a good turret ultimate, he can also just deal a lot of damage to the people diving in on him. The way the blue team's going to counteract that, though, is Gnar and Zac are going to have to build tanky and basically soak up all that damage, same with Alistar. They have the tank line that can just absorb a lot of damage that Afro might put out, and then they have Twitch, who, if you peel for Twitch, he just outputs crazy damage in team fights. So that's basically what we're going to be looking for, these crazy team fights from blue side and how purple side stops that. So we're almost into the game here, though. So
yeah, getting into the game. Don't go anywhere. Have some exciting games ahead of us. We will be right back. This is House Party 5v5. Alright, everyone, welcome back to this beautiful day. We are all loaded up now on to the Rift, getting this game started between these two teams here. They are walking out ready to go. I will be your play-by-play caster for tonight. I am Enix Blaze.
And I am Windup Zemofo. I will be your color caster for tonight. We got the Space Age Wizards on the blue side and Spooky Mid tonight on the red side. We're going to dive right into this game. We're going to check them out. They're going to be just setting up their little line of scrimmage. Too interesting.
Setting up those defensive wards there on both sides. A lot of pings over there, trying to spot out people.
Yeah. But, yeah, just a pretty basic start. We're going to see, let's see, so Thresh and Ezreal are kind of hovering on the bot side. Zark does seem to be cheating towards the top side, so he might actually start at Krugs, go to red, leaving Thresh and downtown and Harper to do the Gromp, get an experience advantage, and go into that, maybe try and push the Twitch under tower, basically just make sure that Ezreal gets his lane going, make sure he can get poked down on the Twitch, just get a little bit of an advantage. But we might also see Twitch and Alistar start Krugs for just as much XP advantage, so maybe we'll see them go even, but if they don't, red side will definitely have that XP advantage. Both junglers here starting on the top side, though. So I think bot lane will be a very point of contention, to say the least. Zac wants to gank out lane early, make sure to snowball the Twitch, and they do have good kill pressure with the gank, simply because they have a lot of CC from the Alistar and the Zac. But bot side, red side has that same advantage. Sion can come in, do some pretty good damage, and get some good CC down, and Thresh is great at setting up ganks. So that's just going to be the start of the game. Gnar's in the mid lane right now. That's interesting. Yasuo is going top. Gnar is in the mid. He's going to be against that Heimerdinger.
They definitely wanted to lane swap that. It's very, very tough lane for Deadbeat into Afrosaurus if they decided to do that. So it looks like Gnar is going to be there with the range, going to be able to farm a lot better. And looks like probably going to rush a Hex Drinker into that lane. So will be a lot easier to benefit from in this matchup against these two.
Yeah, good adaptation by blue side, honestly. We got the Gnar starting longsword, can build into the Hex Drinker a lot easier once he gets just a little bit of farm. And the fact that he's ranged, he just farms a lot easier against a very oppressive Heimerdinger lane. So, looking at that, he still will take some harass, most likely, just Heimerdinger being very strong in lane. And you'll see Afro just pushing it out, making sure he stays safe, got that ward down. He can push the lane pretty safe. Zach's not going to gank anytime soon, considering how healthy at. But, yeah, bot lane pushing as well. The only lane that's really not super pushed for the red side is top lane. We got a little bit of a skirmish coming out, but overall not too much interesting things, just pretty standard Heimer pushing and farming in the jungle, getting Scuttle Crab and red buff and whatnot, so pretty very interesting though. The level 3 onto blue side first, with Harper actually not hitting 3 with his support, really able to take an advantage off of that.
Our Overdose Panda already having to use 2 health pots and is still pretty low, so it's probably going to have to use Teleport here shortly. That's going to be a disadvantage for the blue team. We'll see.
Yeah, great.
Oh, here's the home.
Ooh. Dark. Undetected, I believe, in that bush. Let's see if he can get something out of this.
I think they know they're freezing it really hard here. Oh, here it goes. They're going to hit 1 there. Tizer's going to get hit. There's the death sentence. It's going out. Knock up. There's the flay, but it's not going to be enough. Tizer's going to get away, but a flash blown in favor of the blue team there. And a very good trade for them on the red side.
Yeah, that was really great by Zark. You know, that you don't actually get to see the Q animation wind up if he's unseen. So that was really good. Get the stun onto Alistair just as it was ending. Nice hook, flay, burn the flash, get him really low. He will be able to try and sustain that. He's full mana, so he'll have a lot of heals at his disposal. But they're just going to keep pushing the tower, try and get an advantage off of that. At the very least, that makes sure that Alistair can't engage as safely. He does like to flash pulverize, and then he can headbutt back into the team, your idiot carry. So that's a useful tool on Alistair that they're not going to be able to use for the next 5 minutes. So that was a good gank by Zark, and see what they can do with that in the next 5 minutes. So you just, you know, they can get some damage on the tower and maybe set up some dragon stuff and just get a little bit of control.
Yeah, it definitely gives them a lot of safety now for the red side there on Spooky Midnight. They don't have to really worry too much about a snowball without many, much resources. If they could get one with Zach, but it's going to be much harder for them on the bot lane to snowball that without flash on Alistair, especially since they're going against... Oh, there's an engage, but I don't think anything's going to come of it. Here comes Zark again. They know that the flash is down, the knockup lands. This is going to be first blood over to Harper Lee, a 1-for-0 down in the bot lane for the Spooky Midnight. But here comes a knockup in from Galzer, and Overdose Panda, though, getting exhausted. He's got to get out of there. A lot of damage there, but nothing traded besides health in the mid lane. Very good trades all around.
Yeah, ult coming down from Afro. Just, I mean, it's very hard to gank a Heimer, and that's why. Very good turn by Afro. Great first blood by the bot lane. Zark was exactly where he needed to be, and they're going to turn that into a dragon, actually, while Harper gets and first blood. Snowballing in Israel is very good. He's going to have a very strong mid game if he can get that Triforce and Muramana early. He's going to want to get those items.
Oh, they missed, but they do get the knockup, and there's the ulti, the combo that they wanted from the blue team. Looking for that Yasuo comp. Gonna help him out quite a bit. But they do pick up the dragon. Here's Galzer, and he's trying to get something done on this side. Can he get something? Here's Twitch, he's moving up. But no, just gonna scare him off of that dragon, and they're going to try and farm it back up. Some more trades going on top side. Looks like Deadbeat gonna throw down an exhaust on the end step. Will end step be able to get out? He has no mana. Can he get? There's the knock up, but will he be able to go? Is he gonna go tower dive? He gets a Q in there, but not gonna be enough. And they're just gonna walk away safely.
Yeah, that action all over the map. Great dragon by the red side, by the way. They noticed that a lot was devoted to Afro in the mid lane. Burned 2 ultimates without death, but they did get the dragon. They're still down a little bit on gold, not significant really, but early dragon secured. Great job by red side. Got the hell out of dodge there. Didn't get engaged on by a Zac or an Alistar or anything. So clean by them. Clean pickup, but Afro dying, bit of a setback, but not too much. He'll still be able to dominate the lane just inherently by by nature of Heimerdinger. He will be able to just keep a not a CS lead. He's actually even in CS, but he should be able to keep dominating and pushing. Is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, he should be able to keep pressuring there in the mid lane. And one thing, even if he doesn't get any kills, if he pressures long enough, he will be able to take that tower. Ezreal gonna have to farm under tower without any mana. I think that Alistar was, Tyzer was trying to get Harper while he had no mana, but had just enough to use Arcane Shift and get out of there, but so not quite what he was looking for. We'll see what they do next with Dragon down. Not going to be a whole lot to take besides towers. We'll see what the junglers decide to do.
Yeah, Zark just clearing on that pink ward, making sure maybe he can come back to that top side of the blue mid lane and get a gank down. We are going to see though what will be really interesting to kind of touch on the red side is blue side has no wave clear. Almost at all. They're going to have to rely on Yasuo with a Shiv, and I guess the Gnar with his Q, but they're not going to be able to clear waves very effectively. And I think that's going to probably be a problem in the Siege, so they are going to have to be very reliant on getting super heavy engages off. And if they get in any type of situation where the ultimates that they want aren't up, and red side takes advantage of that, they're probably going to lose some towers. We do see a little bit of action coming down the bot lane.
Oh, here comes Zark. He's ulting in. They blow 2 flashes there. Tyzer gonna get flayed up, but looks like the ulti coming out from Kuro. Will it be enough damage? No, it will not be. The teleport coming from Overdose Panda, but he's very, very low. He's taken down. It looks like Harper Lee's gonna get Tyzer, but the hook landing onto Overdose Panda. That's gonna be another kill. N-Step gonna pick that up on the backside of that. He goes in. Will he pick up a third? Here we go. Kuro goes down, and that should be a tower in favor of the red team, and looks like Afro is going to push down mid as well.
Oh my gosh, huge wins for the red side. Beautifully executed gank by the red side. I mean, Sion coming in, not hitting anyone with his ultimate, doesn't matter. Burns the Twitch stealth and the flashes. I mean, they get a quick kill on the support, and great timing by Zark with his Q, getting onto the teleported Gnar, gets him low, pops the Hex Drinker, and I mean, Ezra able to just clean up, really great by them. And then after pushing the tower, just making sure that they get maximum, just the maximum amount of everything in this, and they get the tower bot lane, they get everything they could have wanted, and they don't even sacrifice a member. That was really great by the red side, very well executed. A great teleport by Jace as well. Just everything was very well played by them. Props to them. And we're going to see Afro try and get more mid lane pressure here with the blue buff. And let's see where they can set up now that they have bot lane snowballed. They did lose top tower, but we're going to see if they can maybe pressure mid lane and get the bottom quadrant set up so they can control Dragon for those early advantages, early stat advantages, and then see if they can just kind of push down that part of the map. Until later in the game when they need to go for Baron.
Yeah, I honestly think that the end steps teleport was a little bit unnecessary. Pretty much the fight was over at that point. He did pick up a kill on the very backside of that fight, and he lost his tower in response to it. Of course, Deadbeat not being able to teleport down, you know, creating a numbers disadvantage, but there was already a numbers disadvantage anyway. Several members were already dead. Overdose Panda was dead. Afro was pushing. He could have saved another tower there, but looks like Deadbeat's gonna get a push there on the top side. Should be able to roam now a lot easier. He will want to go mid lane eventually to help with because they do need teleport, responding teleport on the top side. Otherwise, if they still keep this Jace versus Yasuo top lane, it's as the dragons start spawning and everything like that, it's not going to be good for them.
Yeah, I do agree that the Lost Tower was a little bit of a downside, unfortunately, but Nar's teleport was arguably a lot worse, and I think that Jace being there was pretty good. They had the 3v3, soon to be 3v2, and then they turned it into a 4v2 once Jace had teleported down. So I think it was mostly good for them just because Jace was able to pick up a kill and some gold, which is really good for him to be able to poke down anyone in a siege composition, or in a siege scenario. But, I mean, wow. Israel,
oh, that was an amazing wind wall there. And blocking out any steal attempts from Harper Lee. They've got a lot of dragon control there with that comp, so I'm gonna pick up an easy one.
Yeah, they do, have just superior team fighting, but that was pretty. I think Harper and those guys were sleeping on that dragon right there. That was a bit unexpected. They didn't really have too many wards around there. Blue side, as you can see, very good ward coverage, making sure they knew exactly when the Spook Midnight was going to try and come in there. Good dragon by them. That was very good control over it, and caught red side a little off guard. They may not have wanted that. I don't think it's a super huge deal, but yeah, getting just any amount of dragons is very good for them right now because it will add to the stats that they're just going to try and compile in a team comp and just throw at you in a team fight. So very good for them to get started on that, and really good ward coverage, honestly, by that side, on that side of the map. So we can see Thresh doing some ward clearing of his own. They're going to try and get their own wards in there. Twitch is not spotted. Misses Thresh. But,
Galzarin going in, gets the knockup on Afro. He does not have Azanya's yet, but he does get pulled out of there. Looks like Deadbeat going a little bit too deep. He's under the tower. Zark's going to pick up that one there. And Zach remorphing here. Using the passive, he's gonna go very low though. Zark trying to go in. Kuro's gonna get hit. He should go down. Afro gonna pick up the kill on the backside of that one. And we're gonna see a push here on the mid lane. That should go down. N-Step picking it up as they get a 3 for 1 in favor of Spooky Midnight.
Wow, I mean, League of Thresh right here. Great micro plays by Thresh, saving Afro. Then getting him under tower, throwing down the ultimate, perfect plays, great hooks. That fight honestly was really won by the Thresh right there. And while everyone did a great job, I really want to just point out the Thresh for his great plays. They get 2 towers off of that, great for the red side, and they can't get too many objectives because nothing else is up. But I mean, that was really great for them. They're going to be able to push out the top side, get Jace some more farm, so that he's going to be even ahead of this Yasuo. Who's got his Shiv and almost this Bilgewater Cutlass. But getting Jace, I think, going and getting him more gold is going to be very important. Ooh, Yasuo's coming up though. Oh, he's going to fight him.
Deadbeat trying to go in. Looks like Ezreal going to be moving up there. Harper Lee, he takes a bunch of poke damage, and he's not actually going to get anything off of that. It looks like Harper Lee actually stole a blue buff off of the backside of that. Not Galzer not being able to body block for long enough. Overdose Panda was over there, and he could have zoned Ezreal off of that, but decides not to, and they lose blue buff. Blue buff going to the red team on both of them. Looks like a knockup though. N-Step gonna get hit. Lots of damage. Deadbeat should pick that up. He does. Sliding through there, and they're gonna get a 1-for-0 trade and for their team.
Yeah, I mean, I would call that a 1-for-1 just because they got the tower. It was a little low, so it was kind of a freebie. So that's a good advantage from the blue side to try and get. They are still down a lot of gold and a lot of towers, which is basically how red side's going to win. Just keep getting towers. They are getting chased here, though.
Oh, the death sentence landing on the Overdose Panda. He's got rage. He will have Megnar soon. Afro throwing it out. Lots of damage, but Zark going to come in with the ulti. He's going to hit. Here they come. There's the death sentence on the Deadbeat. It's going to land, but the damage from Ezreal actually missing, and this looks like blue team's going to be able to clean up this fight, though Zark going passive now. Can they get away? They should be able to. So far, only Galzrin going down. Kaiser going back in. Here's the ulti from Deadbeat. Will it be enough damage? Exhaust onto Harper Lee. He should go down with the Twitch damage. Oh, it's gonna be just enough. Afro looking though for some kills. Very low health champions. N-Step gonna pick it up on the kill there. Jumps in. But will he have enough? Here comes Afro. He's running around the corner. Heimerdinger on the chase. But I don't think he'll be able to get it.
Wow.
Oh, he's going deep.
No.
But he should go down here. Kaiser gonna pick up Afrosaurus off the backside of that one. And just... oh, it looks like actually